I am in Bend for a community yard sale, garage sale, that sort of thing, with 33 homes. I'm not kidding you. They even have a map they printed out. This thing is huge. I am not going to be able to go to 33 homes, but I'm going to try to hit as many as possible. If you're new here, welcome in. I'm Kimberly. This is Studio Kimberly, where I curate vintage, fine art, collectibles, and lots of jewelry. I hope you'll consider subscribing while you're here and make sure you click that notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming thrift adventures. Today, I'm going to be shopping not only for myself because I just moved into a new house in Central Oregon with no furniture, so I'm busy furnishing that, and I'm also going to be looking for goodies for my online shop, studiokimberly.com, and I'll have that listed in the description box down below. As I mentioned, I just moved into a house in Central Oregon and I'm furnishing it. If you like that whole styling, decorating, putting a house together thing, you might want to check out my other channel here on YouTube. It's Pretty Over 50, where I'm completely furnishing an entire house with all secondhand items, thrifting, estate sales, Facebook Marketplace, whatever. The challenge I gave myself when I moved in was everything had to be secondhand, and I'm doing a pretty good job getting the house together. So follow me over there on Pretty Over 50 if that is something that is of interest to you. And with that, let's get started and see how many of these 33 houses we can knock out. We have a little entrepreneur here selling kettle corn and snacks. This is also tempting. Lots of bagged up Beanie Babies here. Remember that whole thing? My daughters had a lot of Beanie Babies. So they have them in little bags. So here's 5 of the spangle ones and the rainbow ones. And then a whole bunch of individual ones right here. Here's a large watercolor print that's framed in glass. I think that's a nice scene. It's really huge, so it's not going to work for me, but I think it's a pretty image. Look at all the lamps they have. Oh my gosh. And here's a globe in a black format. There's an interesting wicker letter holder or paperwork holder. I kind of like that. Got a little loose thing here, but you could snip that off and it would still be great. Look at this beautiful quilt. They have it hung here on the fence and the sunlight is hitting it. It just looks absolutely beautiful. Great detail work on this particular piece. Isn't that nice? I have no idea how much it is. It's an interesting brass and copper cup. Isn't that pretty? I haven't seen anything like that. Very vintage. A little bit of wear on it, but I think that almost makes it more interesting. I kind of like that. This is where to come for cowboy hats. Oh, look at this one. It's corduroy. Isn't that fun? And then some more straw ones here. Woven. Isn't that a beautiful glass bowl on a great stand? They're asking $5 for it. I just think that colorway is beautiful. Look at this wonderful stand. It's huge, it's heavy, and it will really hold something substantial. I like it a lot. She's asking $5, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick this up. Here's a nice wood kitchen I don't know, small island. Isn't that great? It could use a little refinishing, but it's in good condition. And they're asking $20 for it. Kind of like that. Here's an old collection of bottles. These actually get dug up quite often on construction sites because they're doing excavation. So you'll often find that the excavators have a huge collection of old bottles. Look at this old trunk. This looks like it's from what, the 40s or 50s? It's not in very good condition. It has some issues, but it sure is a neat old piece. If you're looking for your flamingo, I found her for you. She's sitting right here. Isn't that fun? That's got to be 1950s. Here's a fun little set of brass owls. 3 in the set. I think those are pretty sweet. I think I'm going to pick those up. Look at that. I wonder if that's really vintage or if it's a new model made to look old. Isn't that fun? I'm not sure if that's a real drink dispenser or not. So there's the inside. Interesting, they're asking $20. It seems to be like either plastic or light tin, but oh my gosh, isn't that fun? Anyone need a skateboard? I can hook you up here. Look at this kind of cool wood piece. They painted it turquoise, and it's like a long arrow that you would put on the wall. I think that's kind of neat. It's not heavy, which is nice because you can hang it on the wall without too much effort. I just think that's kind of cool. And this right here is an antique French pie shelf, which makes me wonder, is it really from France? And did they bring it over on a boat? Or is that just the name of it when they have the wire in the front of the doors? This is a really interesting wood box, but I don't know what it is. So you open it up and it has all these little boxes on the inside, and then these come out. So I guess that's set on top, but I don't know what the purpose is. Does anybody know? If you know, put it in the comments so we can figure it out. Here's a pretty lamp. It has almost a sage green bottom. We're asking $19. And then here's one that is copper and brass. They have it priced at $89, but I think that those are antique store prices and they're offering things less than that. So look at the shade on that. I think that's a pretty shade on that lamp. So I walked around the other side of the table. There's 2 of these lamps. I just think those are kind of cool. I love the colorway. I love the decorative element of it. I don't particularly care for that lampshade, but I think that's a very cool lamp. These are actually faux plants, but they look pretty good, which I'm surprised at. Makes me kind of want to get some. So it's like plastic, but they look pretty doggone good. Interesting. They have some fun artwork here as well. Look at that cow. That's sweet. Oh, look at these. These are pretty.
Good morning.
They almost look Mexican, but I'm not sure. There's 2 of them. I really like those. Those are very sweet. I'm looking at these vintage tablecloths. They're just really fun and beautiful and in excellent condition. I think I'm going to see if we can do a little bundle deal for these 3 patterns. They're really sweet. Look at these great funky old chairs and the chrome at the bottom. This was fun. There's another one back here. These are totally 50s. It's just make offer is the price. I think they're really fun. They don't work in my house, but they're just a great representation of that kind of furniture. A ceramic sponge finish bowl. Asking $9. It's actually really huge. It's a big old pasta bowl. Oh my gosh, I absolutely love this set of TV trays. Remember these from the 60s? Oh, look. These are so fun. So it looks like there's 3 or 4 in the set. And they've got the little holder. Oh, isn't that terrific? This is a great clock. It says 1980s German clock for $40. I just think that's pretty cool. One of the things I love about it is I can read it. I think I made it to about 15 or 16 of the houses in the 33 house yard sale, community yard sale. Honestly, that's when I have to tap out. I've done this a couple of times, gone to multifamily garage sales, and 15 or 16 is about as much as I can do because you're in and out of the car. It was just a lot. I had a great time. I did pick up a few things, but first I want to start with the heartbreak. I got the set of oil and vinegar pitchers, and these are Italian, and you can tell because the oil starts with A, which is aolio, oil in Italian, and it had the V for the vinegar. Is this the cutest little pitcher ever? And you're wondering, why do you just have one? Because I broke the second one. Unpacking the car, I can't even believe it. I'm still not over it. This was the cutest little set, and now I've got one. So what are you gonna do with one? I did get this little set of brass owls. How cute are they? I really like the size. I really like the shape. So here's the middle one. Aren't those cute? And then here's the little baby. I really liked this set. I thought they were wonderful. So 3 little brass owls. These will be up in the shop. Isn't this a gorgeous ceramic mug? I think I fell in love with the color. That's what my favorite thing is. Look at the glaze on the inside. Isn't that beautiful? And then here's the bottom, artist signed. And you can see that the glaze is kind of like icing, really yummy and thick. This is a nice mug. This will be good for someone who wants a substantial mug in the morning, or use it for makeup brushes or pins or something like that. It's just a great way to store items on something more interesting than a plastic container from IKEA or something like that. So turquoise mug, handcrafted. Loved this one. This next collection is what I'm pretty much the most excited about. I just love this collection of 3. They're the vintage tablecloths. And I was so tickled to see them. You know, you can find these vintage tablecloths out there. Usually they're not in the best shape. These are in excellent condition. Look at the dogwood on the blue background. And the feel of this fabric is so lovely. It's just, oh, It feels almost silky, beautiful. These tablecloths are just so much cooler than anything we can get today. Look at that pattern. Isn't that beautiful? Really, really liked these, and in great, great shape. So I got 3 out of the collection that this one gal had. This one is so cute. Look at this. Isn't that adorable? These would be so fun in like an atrium table or a patio table or someplace more casual and outdoorsy. They're just beautiful. Yeah, I wish you could feel the fabric. They're just lovely. So this is the second one. And then the last one, how fun is this? Love that vintage design. Love that green tone. And the illustrations, here's the other side. Isn't that beautiful? So I got 3 of these vintage tablecloths, and I'll tell you, they're just about my favorite thing right now. And the last thing I have to show you today are these little ceramic pieces. I did not get this at the 33 house garage sale. I picked these up in a thrift shop in Bend, but I just absolutely fell in love with them. There's 2 in the set. These are handcrafted, so no signature on the bottom, but they do have all the hallmarks of a handcrafted piece. And here's the neat thing about these little guys is you can use them either for candle holders, they would take the skinny tapers, or as little bud vases. Aren't those just adorable? I love finding great handcrafted pieces. That's what I have for you today. Thank you so much for coming along with me on that huge garage sale. It was a lot of fun. They have it every year. I'll probably go back next year as well. Everything I share today will be available in my online shop at studiokimberly.com, and I'll have that listed in the description box down below. Make it a great week, and I'll see you in the next thrift adventure. Bye now.